My name is Alden Hughes. I'm here to present my plan for the next 5 years. I'll start by going over where I'll be going, and then I'll explain how it will all work. Before going to college, I've been thinking about getting a summer job. I'd be happy working almost anywhere around my home, but I recently heard that KQED Radio had paid internships available this summer. I've listened to the radio almost all my life, and I've been a part of the same radio show that is offering an internship. This job would require learning about, well, helping with, audio recording, research for multiple local news and history stories, as well as writing copies for publication and recording. I would get to work from home for most of the summer until the last month, when I would be expected to commute to San Francisco daily. The commute, along with the low chance of getting hired with only a high school degree on my resume, are the hardest challenges of getting this job. If I don't get the job this year, I can always apply again next summer, when I will have on my resume what college I'm going to. I applied to a lot of colleges this year, and I got into a few of them. I quickly narrowed down my choices until I was only left with 3. Without the out-of-state schools, I had UC Merced, which was a UC school, giving it a good reputation, but after looking at the course catalog and how far the campus was from town, I decided against going there. I then considered going to West Valley for 2 years, then transferring to one of my reach schools like UC Davis or UCSC. This is still a reasonable choice. I only decided against it when I heard that West Valley was guaranteeing that they would be online only next semester, and that I knew my parents would help me pay for a full 4 years at a university. That's why I decided to go to Humboldt State University, right here. The main issue with Humboldt State is the 5-hour-plus drive to get there. Even though it's pretty far north, Humboldt State is still a great school. They focus on environmental programs, and they expect to, in the next couple of years, add a lot more engineering and career-based programs when they become a Cal Poly school. I think I'll get used to the foggy, colder coastal weather pretty fast. And otherwise, I'm really excited about going to study what I've been interested in for a long time. I plan on graduating with 2 programs. First, a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Science and Management, with a concentration in geospatial science, which is informational geography. I also want a minor in water resource policy. These courses are lab-based and will prepare me for careers in multiple fields. I was inspired to take water resource policy because of my 3-year term as the Santa Clara Valley Water District Youth Commissioner, which has taught me a lot about local government and water policy. I researched a lot of these in the public and private sector, and I'm most interested in working for the federal government or maybe with a journalism job that I'd be prepared for with my internship. I chose classes based on what the school recommended for my first year, with 4 in the first semester and 5 in the second semester. I used this to plan out an average week of my first year, with lots of time for studying, club meetings, and hanging out with friends. I've planned out the next 5 years, dividing it by school year and summer, based on where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing there. For the first 3 summers, I plan on getting a job, with the 4th summer being spent on school, getting all my work done, followed by one last internship to get experience before I apply for a job. I'll be switching from the on-campus dorms to an apartment for the 3rd year of school. It will be farther from campus, but I'll be able to split it with another person. With most of the cost of school, shown in yellow, being covered by my family, I'll be able to use the money from my job to pay for the other stuff, shown in green and pink. In 5 years, I hope to have a lot on my resume. If you read the small print, I now have experience in writing, researching, and creating stories for radio, water policy, and public art, along with care for plants in a nursery, and using scientific equipment to research a meadow after a wildfire has gone through. At home, I plan on having volunteered for Village Harvest as a harvest volunteer helping pick crops to go to food banks, as well as helping them out with newsletters and photography. When at college, I'd volunteer for the local Audubon Society, doing data collection and a media photographer for their communications. I'll also have gained skills in photography and movie making over time from different volunteering activities, school, and as a hobby. I plan on submitting this resume to the Department of the Interior's Bureau of Reclamation, which takes care of all of the reservoirs and dams in the Central Valley. They're offering a job in Sacramento that also offers working from home as a water resource modeler and civil hydrologist. With this job, I'll use my skills from my degree to help maintain models of the surface water in the Delta and help plan where that water will go. My specific skills will help me focus on balancing the environment and public policy when making these decisions about where our water will go. This job will let me work from home from the same apartment, and looking at my new salary, minus the cost of owning a car and the employee health care, I'll still be able to live pretty comfortably there. Using all the resources in the 5-year plan, I've been able to outline a future that I believe will work out well for me. Thank you for watching.